हाँ जी मोहित जी।
Shall we start, sir?
Yes, yes. Please start.
Good noon, everyone. My name is CA Mohit Kamboj, and today's topic for the seminar is funding and financial management for the startup India. So first of all, we will discuss the topic to be covered here, different sources of funds from different sectors you can take. And second, what are the financial plans you can make for your startup? So these are the few basic questions which every startup faces. The first one is legal aspect for starting up. That what are the legal requirements, legal registrations you required for starting up? Like you to make a partnership firm or a company, a private limited or a limited firm, your MSME registration, your Udyog Hazar, etc. The second one is the contractual safeguards you required. Contractual safeguard is like insurance policies for your companies, so that in case if any failure is there, you can be secure yourself by your insurance. The third one is employees and workplace regulations. Is the employees you required to hire for your organization, the environment, the workplace you required for your new startup. The fourth one is the data protection. Data protection is required in every organization. Data is, in today's world, data is the most important thing and most valuable resources for every organization. And the last which we need to cover today is how to fund your startup. So we will cover the fifth point today, that how you will fund your startup, as the money is the blood for the economy for your business. So let's start with our topic, how to fund your startup. So if you have cash with you, then it's very good if you have cash in your wallet. But if you don't have any cash, you don't have any backup, then what do you do and how to fund your startup at early stages? So there are total 5 methods which we will cover here, where you can source your startup. The first one is the family and friends, which is an informal source of funding. Second is our crowdfunding, which is again an informal source. Third is our preferred stocks and convertible debt, which are the formal source of funding. Fourth is our angel investment, which is again an informal source of funding. And fifth is our venture capital, which is a formal source of funding, which we will cover again in this topic further. So it is important to understand and explore the full range of options available to an entrepreneur. So let's start with family and friends. People like to invest not only the idea, but in the person involved in it. So, for example, your family, your friends who have believe in you, can invest in you, will fund you for your startup. But you should also see the ratio and the past results that 70% of startups in India fail within the 3 years of their starting. This is because of lack of knowledge, lack of funds, and lack of your experience in terms of business. Because it's early stage, you lose your money easily because your lack of financial planning and you don't take word of the advice of the professionals. The second one is crowdfunding. In crowdfunding is like taking money from many people in a small amount. It is an informal source. Crowdfunding takes its name from the fact that your project is funded by the public using their own personal funds. To start with, you propose the idea that you wish to see funded. People can choose how much or how little they want to give you. So crowdfunding is a good option in which you can take a small amount from many people, and it is an informal source. So you have to take care of repayment by yourself. Third is the preferred stock and convertible debt, which is the most popular in today's startup. In these, you have to offer the partnership or percentage of share of your revenue to others so that they will invest their money in your startup. you have to give your presentations to the investors which would like to invest in your company. And there are two options in that. One is the preferred stock, second is the convertible debt. In preferred stock, it is like you are offering the partnership some amount of percentage in which they will invest, and they will get the share in profit or loss, whichever will be there. Second is our convertible debt. In convertible debt, it's a type of loan in which you have to pay a fixed amount of interest to your private investor. It is like a bank loan also. Convertible debt is like a loan which you have taken from a private institution, not from a bank. Third is our angel investment. Fourth is our angel investment, which is also an informal source in which any person is interested in your startup, in your idea. He can invest in your business and you can pay the interest or partnership, whatever you like. It is an informal source, not a formal source again. In comparison to it, if you come to venture capital, it is totally opposite of our angel investment. In venture capital, it's a formal source in which only a company, LLP, or a partnership firm will give you the loan or fund. If we take the examples of Flipkart, Oyo Rooms, all are the examples of venture capital in which the SoftBank of Japan has invested their money, and they are equally having the major share stakeholders in the Oyo Rooms and the Flipkart. Venture capital aim to invest in the early stage business with high growth potential. Traditionally, venture capital receives equity in business in exchange for funding in. Equity means their partnership shares they will get in the firm. However, these days that typically demand a mixture of equity and debt. But जो आज का scenario है, जो आज चल रहा है, वो है mixture of equity and debt. They will get the partnership also, and they will lend you some money on interest also. So these we have covered the 5 options of the funding. Now there are different types of loan in the market available. It is short-term loan or long-term funds. So both long-term funds and working capital. So it's the biggest challenge. Then you have to look whether you require a short-term fund in your business or a long-term fund. It varies from business to business. So you have to take care what kind of business, what kind of startup is yours. You require a daily cash flow, or you have to go for a long-term option. Now it's time for the legal expert. So you must hire a professional to take over the matter, and what kind of loan you require. You have to take an expert legal advice. You must consult the experts. Hire the professional for the financial management. Hire a more experienced employee should mean that there will be fewer chance of blunders and mistakes. So for any finance related activity, you must hire an experienced professional. You should not do it on your own. You must take experience. Now we'll discuss the different types of loans available in different sectors for your startup. First is your Mudra loan. A Mudra loan is an unsecured loan which bank will give to you. Its limit is up to 10 lakh rupees. And it is totally unsecured. You do not have to give any collateral for the Mudra loan. Second is the MSME loan, which fund you about 2 crores. Before COVID-19, it's a limit of 2 crore. After COVID-19, government has increased it to 3 crore rupees to give you without collateral fee for your newly startup business. These both loans are unsecured loans, and there are many other loans also available, depends on your business. But the most popular loans are the Mudra loan and MSME loan. And these are further divided into 2 categories. One is cash credit and term loan, which is very important. You have to differentiate between the cash credit and term loan, then which loan you are required, and we will further discuss in our further slide. So first of all, secured loan. With a secured loan, the lender can take possession of collateral. If you don't repay the loan as you have agreed, a car loan and mortgage are the most common type of secured loan. So secured are the loans in which you have lent some securities like your building, your car, you have some assets which you have lent to the bank, and then the bank has mortgage, give you some loan. That is an example of secured loan. Secured loan examples are like house loan you have taken, car loan you have taken. These are all the examples of secured loan. Second is our unsecured loan. Unsecured loan is not protected by any collateral. If you default on the loan, the lender can automatically take your property. So as, as we discussed the secured loan and unsecured loan, the loan for the startup, Mudra loan and MSME loan, there is a great initiative by the government that if you doesn't have any security, these both loans are available to you without any collateral. These all are unsecured loans. Now you have to differentiate between the cash credit limit and the term loan, and which is more beneficial for your business. So a cash credit is a short-term source of financing for a company. In other words, a cash credit is a short-term loan extended to a company by a bank. It enables a company to withdraw money from bank accounts without keeping a credit balance. The account is limited to only borrowing up to the borrowing limit. Also, interest is charged on the amount borrowed and not the borrowing limit. So in short, we can understand that in CP, suppose you have taken a Mudra loan of 10 lakh rupees and you have taken a cash credit limit. And from that 10 lakh, you have utilized only 1 lakh rupees. So you have to pay the interest only on 1 lakh, not on the whole amount of 10 lakh. These are the benefits of our cash credit, that is called CP limit. Second is our term loan. A term loan is a loan from a bank for a specific amount that has specific repayment schedule and either a fixed or floating interest rate. A term loan is often appropriate for an established small business with sound financial statements. Also, a term loan may require a substantial down payment to reduce the payment amount and the total cost of the loan. A term loan can be easily understood with the example of your car loan or your house loan, in which you have to pay a fixed amount every month in a form of installment for a particular period of years. Suppose you have taken a car loan for 7 years and you have a fixed monthly installment of 25,000 rupees, which you have to pay. Cash you pay the amount you have utilized from the total limit. So this is the basic difference which is between the cash credit and term loan. So what are the financial planning you are required for your loan? So which type of loan should be preferred by you, a cash credit or term? It depends upon your business, and we will further discuss in our future slides. How the repayment should be planned? How you should plan your repayment so that your startup, your new idea will not have to be failed. Like 70% of startup fail due to the funding issues. They become NPAs in banks because they are not able to repay their debt timely, properly, and that's why they are failed. Bank money should not be considered as their own capital. It is the biggest mistake which the new ventures do, that they treated the bank loan as their own capital. But these loans should be repaid. It is mostly done in case of the CC limit, in which the owner considers the CC limit as their own capital. This is the biggest blunder that is done by the businessmen, and that's why they go on for NPA and the startup fail. Which type of loan should be preferred for startups? So I must prefer the cash credit should be preferred over the term loan, and I will explaining the benefit of it. The benefit that company gets from cash credit loan is that interest is tax deductible. So whatever you paid the interest amount in the cash credit, you will get deduction in your profit and loss account. But in case of you take a term loan, suppose you have a 25,000 of fixed installment, but the interest component in 25,000 is only 10,000 rupees. So you will get the benefit of only 10,000. But in cash credit, you will get the benefit of the whole interest you have paid. Cash credit loan can be withdrawn multiple times once it's through. So cash credit can be withdrawn multiple times, but in term loan, you have only be given one-time loan, and you have to repay in a fixed installment for a long period of time. As long as the withdrawn amount falls within the borrowed limit, also, since the interest is only applied to the amount that is withdrawn, as opposed to the total of the borrowed amount. Companies can deposit excess funds to mitigate the burden of interest. So if you have excess funds in your CC limit, you can also utilize for any other purposes. It is better option to go for a cash credit than the term loan. And other thing which is the most depends is on your business. If your business prefer a term loan, then the term loan is also good. But you have to go for an option, then you must go for a cash credit limit, which is easy, way to repay, and it does not make any burden of any fixed installments for you. So let us understand the difference. Demand loan is your CC, and the term loan is your like car loan and house loan, which you have to pay fixed installment. First of all, the difference is duration. The CC limit is a short period ranging from few days to months, while the term loan is a longer period ranging from 1 year to 20 years. So it can be 25 years, depend upon your sanction. Then the repayment. Open end schedule. Borrower can repay in lump sum or as per the demand of the lender. So if you want to close your CC, you have your excess funds. You can repay it any time without paying any extra charges for that. But it is not in case of term loan. There is a specified schedule like 20 years, 15 years, 25 years. And if you want to repay it early, you have to pay the penalty charges also for that. So that's why I considered CC a better option. Second is penalty, which I have already explained. There is no such penalty, and there is prepayment penalty in case of term loan, implying that if you pay off your entire loan before repayment, then bank or financial institution will impose a penalty on you. Second is now fourth one is the interest rate. Interest is charged on the amount of loan used by the borrower, not the whole amount of the loan. Let us take an example. You have taken a 10 lakh rupees demand loan and 10 lakh rupees term loan. So interest is chargeable on demand loan is what you amount used from your 10 lakh rupees. Suppose you have used 2 lakhs, so you have paid interest on the 2 lakhs. But in case of term loan, you have to pay the interest on the total amount of rupees 10 lakhs, not on the amount you have used. And you have a fixed burden of installment, fixed cost in your initial stage of startup, which you have to repay like 25,000, 30,000, whichever will be your installment, you have to pay at each month, which will be a burden at the early stage. Fourth one is the collateral. Collateral granted against goods or stock, share, land, building, or any other assets. But in a Startup India project, government is offering without collateral loan like MSME, Mudra loan. Mudra loan is about 10 lakh rupees, and MSME loan is up to 3 crore rupees, which you will get collateral free. But term loan is never granted for without collateral. You have to pledge from your security like your car, your house, your land, something to get the term loan. Now another example for demand loan which you can take, suppose you have a fixed deposit with you and you don't want to break your fixed deposit. You can also get demand loan on the basis of fixed. Suppose you have an FD in your bank account up to rupees 10 lakhs. Bank will finance you 95% of that, that is 9,50,000 rupees CC limit, a loan which is at low interest rate you will get. Suppose your FD is around 6%. So you will get the loan at 7%, which is a very low rate as compared to if you go to Mudra loan and MSME loan. It's also a better option to go with the fixed deposit CC limit. Now the mistakes to be avoided. What are the mistakes which the startup new people which start their new business have done? Not hiring an expert or professional. They doesn't hire any expert or professional, and they take loans from the private institutions which they charge higher interest rate, higher charges, higher bank charges, which will be burden in the early stages. So you should compare the different options available in the market, different loans with different banks, and the best which suits to you, you should take that, and you should always hire an expert or professional for that, who will give you the differentiation from all the banks. Third mistake you should do is treating bank loan as your own capital. So people's mistake is, which is mostly done in a case of CC. The CC limit you get to rupees 10 lakh, and people thinking that it's their own fund because it doesn't have to repay. You only have to pay the interest in case of CC amount. But ultimately, one day you have to close the CC amount and you have to pay the bank amount of loan. So people start treating their CC loan as their own capital, which is the biggest mistake people do, and their startup fails. Not making project reports, fund flow analysis, cash flow analysis of business. You should make your project reports. What are your requirements? What are the analysis? What are your sales targets? What are your marketing strategies? Everything you have to be on paper so that you can follow up that and you can achieve your targets. You must make your short-term and long-term goals in your business. And you should make the fund flow analysis, cash flow analysis of business. In fund flow analysis and cash flow analysis, you have to make the amount of loan repayment, the amount of fixed charges, the amount of variable costs which you have to bear daily. So after doing all these things, your business can be successful, and after reaching all this, your business can be successful and you maybe not fail in your startup. So you must compare the loan options. You must compare, there are many other options in the banks which are available. Now I am discussing some other options which are available in the market. Suppose you have sold some products on credit basis in your initial stages in the market, and you have lack of funds. So there are more other options available. That is a bill discounting option which bank gives to you. In the bill discounting, you show the sales bill to the bank, and the bank will pay you on behalf of your debtors, and the bank will recover from their debtors. So these are the also options, many options available for your funding. So thank you for your time and thank you for listening. This is all from my side. If there is any query regarding this, and if you want my PPT to be shared, then I will share you. You can mail me or message me. I will share it to you.
Thank you, Mohit ji. Thank you for sparing your precious time for our startups and for our team. And now I request anybody in participants who want to ask some question or query about this funding and financial management, then you can ask. If you have any query or any doubt. Yes, participants. Just a minute. एक चीज यहाँ पे ये आप क्लियर करें कि जो फंडिंग हम लेते हैं अपने स्टार्टअप्स के लिए, इसमें जैसे आपने बताया कि कुछ सिक्योर फंडिंग होती है, कुछ अनसिक्योर फंडिंग होती है. तो इन द केस ऑफ अनसिक्योर फंडिंग, मतलब मैंने कोई प्रॉपर्टी या ऐसा कुछ भी मॉर्गेज नहीं किया हुआ बैंक के साथ और मैंने लोन लिया हुआ बैंक से, सपोज कुछ भी X रुपीस का लोन है मेरा और मैं कल को उसको रीपे नहीं कर पाता हूँ, तो मतलब बैंक उसको कहाँ से रिकवर कहाँ से करेगा? मतलब मेरी एसेट्स जो होंगी उससे.
No option with the bank. Bank cannot recover that from you.
Okay.
It's a loss of bank.
Okay, it's a loss of bank. And in case if a startup has to reapply for a loan, मतलब अगर मैं रीपे नहीं कर पाता और दोबारा मुझे किसी लोन की जरूरत है, तो do the bank will blacklist my firm or my name?
Yes, your PAN card will be shown, your CIBIL score shows your NP in the account, and you will not get the loan.
Okay. Okay.
Once an NPA, if you doesn't clear your previous loan, you will not get the new loan.
There is a query, Mohit ji. Can you tell me, for chemical trading startup, in which category should I apply Udyog Aadhar?
Udyog Aadhar is not for the traders. Udyog Aadhar is for the manufacturer and service provider only. So for trading, you have to register in ShopAct.
Okay. ShopAct.
ShopAct, yes.
Okay.
So which act, sorry, I didn't get it.
Hello?
Shop, क्या बोले sir? I didn't get that.
ShopAct. You have to register yourself in a ShopAct.
Can you spell it?
SHOPACT.
SHOPACT, yes.
Shop
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Hmm.
Shop
Shop
act.
Act.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. तो सर if I don't apply for उद्योग आधार तो बैंक में लोन लेने के लिए कोई प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं होगी?
No,
क्योंकि
no.
बैंक वाले उद्योग आधार मांगते हैं.
So you can register Udyog Aadhaar in service or manufacturing. Bank will
Okay.
give you the loan. No issue in that. But you have to, as per if you go with the legal compliance, you have to register in the Shop Act, not in the Udyog Aadhaar. Udyog Aadhaar is specifically for manufacturer and service provider only.
Yes, sir. Right. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Tanushree ma'am. And now another queries. कोई और डाउट या क्वेरीज किसी के हैं तो यू कैन आस्क. वी हैव some time remaining with us. Okay. तो मोहित जी, थैंक यू फॉर स्पेयरिंग योर टाइम अगेन. एंड आप मेरे साथ ये पीपीटी एक बार शेयर कर लेना ताकि मैं सब लोगों को ये प्रोवाइड भी करा सकूं. ठीक है. और आपने टाइम निकाला अपना, और अभी मतलब ऑलमोस्ट हमारा ये डन है, तो मैं अभी मीटिंग एंड करने जा रहा हूँ. अगेन आई कॉल कि इफ देयर इज एनी क्वेरी फ्रॉम पार्टिसिपेंट साइड देन यू कैन आस्क इन अ चैट बॉक्स और यू कैन अनम्यूट योर माइक्स. चलिए, इन केस अगर फ्यूचर में कोई क्वेरी होगी किसी की तो आई विल गेट बैक टू यू मोहित जी. ठीक है. चलिए, थैंक यू फॉर अटेंडिंग ऑल द पार्टिसिपेंट्स. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Thank you. Thank you.
ओके.